Okay, this video is going to show you how to sharpen a vegetable peeler. Some people say you can't do it. They'll say just to go ahead and buy another one, which can get pretty expensive if you go through a lot of vegetable peelers. Some people will say that you can run a paring knife, use the backside, across the cutting edge of your vegetable peeler. You may run the risk of damaging your cutting edge, and you don't want to do that, especially if you spent a little bit more on your paring knives. It's also going to be ineffective because you're going to be running a smooth metal surface across another smooth metal surface, and it's going to be largely very ineffective. The process of sharpening a knife involves removing metal, and this is not going to remove any metal. You can also buy a sharpening rod from Spyderco or DMT. Those can be a little bit more expensive than you might want to spend. You may lose them. You may also break the plastic handles off of them. You won't need any of those. Keep in mind that not all vegetable peelers are made the same. For example, this one has a curved body and two cutting edges on the inside, which are not parallel to each other. That's going to make it a little bit more difficult to sharpen on a sharpening stone by rubbing the vegetable peeler across the side of the sharpening stone. You're not going to be able to run it on the large flat face of the sharpening stone because the cutting edges are inset from the body. You're going to rub the body first before you get the cutting edges onto the stone. Also, this one is has this little metal bar here that's going to keep it from making contact with the stone. Another vegetable peeler like this Victorinox has a curved body, and the front is a curved piece of metal which is there to guide the cutting edge on the food that you're going to be peeling. These two surfaces are also not parallel to each other. Alright. What you're going to do is run out to the hardware store and buy some sandpaper. They come in different grit sizes: 600, 800, 1500, and 2000. This is a pack that I keep in my knife kit where I put all the different grits in there, and it's very handy to keep with you. If you're going to be sharpening vegetable peelers or using them for sushi knife maintenance. Okay, so you're going to grab a sheet of sandpaper. This one's 2000 grit. And you're going to measure a strip of paper just big enough for the cutting edge. Okay, make a mark, fold it along the length, or take your straight edge, line it up, going to use a box knife. I keep this one on my keychain. And you're going to cut along the back side, the paper side of the sandpaper. I have several already here. Okay, now I'm going to take the paper, thread it through the hole, abrasive side down, place your thumb on the back of the paper, apply a little bit of pressure, and then pull the paper through. You're going to do that several times. And because this one has two different cutting edges, I'm going to do both sides. Just like that. Now you don't want to apply too much pressure, or else you're not going to be able to pull it through, or your finger is going to catch on the paper side and get pulled into the cutting edges. And you just want enough pressure to keep the paper in contact with the cutting edge. Now after you've done the back side a couple times, you will probably develop a burr here on the front side. The process is the same. You're going to feed the paper through, put your thumb to apply pressure, and pull the paper through. You do not want to pull the paper through this side too many times, because you want to make sure that you do not sharpen the cutting edge into the body of the vegetable peeler. You want to make sure that that if you develop a lot of curve because of removing the metal, that the front side, or the side that makes contact with the food, stays straight. It's mainly just to remove the burr. Alright, now this Victorinox model will have one cutting edge here on this side, and the opposite side has a curved piece of metal used to guide the cutting blade. For this one, what we're going to do is, in order to make this a little bit easier, we're going to pop the blade out, we're going to reverse the blade, so that the cutting edge is now facing outward. Grab your marker, color in the cutting edge to make sure that you make contact with the entire cutting edge. Grab your paper, brace it side down, thread through, and because this one has a cutting edge that's curved outward, you're going to thread it through, put your finger on the far end of the blade, apply your pressure there, and pull through. On the opposite side, you're going to feed through, put your finger on this opposite end, and pull through. In order to get the center of the blade, you're going to apply your pressure in the middle. Alright, and then the marker, or the missing parts of the blade, or the missing marker on the blade, will tell you which parts you've been sharpening. Say you've sharpened the middle and the ends, you need to get that part right there. That's where you're going to apply your pressure. So from center, halfway in between, apply your pressure there, pull through, and you should be able to get the entire cutting surface. And then again, go from the opposite side, and remove your burr. After you're done, pop the blade out, turn it back around so it's properly oriented so that you can sharpen, or so that you can peel your vegetables. And that's how you sharpen a vegetable peeler.